Hello everyone. Today we are going to be learning about how and why we should be decolonizing our diets and why it is important to reclaim indigenous foodways. We will be going on an exploration of what kinds of foods were eaten by the indigenous people to the land we live on and how the plants were collected and animals caught. Then we will look at how it was prepared and turned into delicious and healthy meals. Let's start with fishing. One popular fish in the Great Lakes region is the channel catfish, or as the Anishinaabe people call it, menmeg. This fish eats other smaller fish and aquatic invertebrates and likes to hang out in shallow waters and near rocks. A very popular fish to eat in the Northeast is the Atlantic cod. This fish can grow up to 51 inches long and weigh up to 77 pounds. They were and still are prevalent in the northwestern Atlantic, but the numbers have gone down significantly due to overfishing in post-colonial times. The way that we commonly think of fishing is very different than traditional Native American fishing methods. A very effective method used in the Northeast was what are called fish weirs. Fish weirs are structures similar to fences and were usually made of sticks and brush, but were also made of stacked stones at times. These fences are placed in tidal zones or streams and are effective because of the natural back and forth movement of the fish. The fish follow the fence and get trapped in the holding area at the end. The most well-known example was the Boylston fish weir, where they were used as much as 5,200 years ago by the Shawmut tribe. This practice is celebrated to today, still on Boston Common, where the fish weirs are reconstructed to preserve this traditional means of fishing. Other methods commonly used for fishing were spearing and netting. Now we are going to talk about some of the plants that were traditionally used by Native Americans. The first we are going to talk about is the box elder tree, or Ajogobimuk. The sap from this tree can be used to produce mountain molasses that can be used to be made into syrup or candy. The inner bark can be used medicinally to induce vomiting. A tree that is popular to today for its sap is the sugar maple, or Inatig. This tree's sap contains twice the sugar in its sap compared to other maples. It was and still is used as a sweetener. Unpredictable and warm winters threaten sap production, though. It may be hard to imagine, but cattails can be harvested to create a tasty meal. They are harvested in swampy areas. Just look for the sprouts buried in with the others. Another popular food not often thought of is acorn nuts. These are too acidic to eat raw, but when left to sit in baskets for a long period of time, they can be ground into flour and used to make breads. Because of how built up the world is around us today, it is often difficult to connect with nature in the way that those who came before us did. One could live their full life without truly interacting with the environment. Going to the grocery store to pick up blueberries instead of going to the blueberry bush reinforces the disconnect and is a large reason for the environmental problems we have today. Reconnecting with traditional foodways is an important way to get everyone to reconnect with the environment around them and realize how much has changed. It is also important to use the traditional ecological knowledge that survives among Native American tribes to give us insights into how we can prepare for climate change. These traditional foods and knowledge will be important in the future as a changing climate will also change which kinds of foods will be viable.
Created using Powtoon.